What's going on, people? You know who it is, man. It's Tae Wiggs coming live and direct from the man cave. First and foremost, for those subscribers out there that's not subscribed to my YouTube channel or my Twitter page, man, please feel free to do so now at TAE_WIGGSS, followed by my website at www.dante1910.wixsite.com/Tae Wiggs. And I want to jump right into it. By me sitting back, just reflecting, and watching all these football games and college basketball games and NBA games this past weekend. And the one thing I definitely was watching, this particular team I was watching was Oklahoma Sooners. They got the young phenom down there and Trae Young. And by me just watching him, how he plays the game, in this particular game I was watching, just not for as I'm getting buckets, it was the main fact how he was getting the buckets. I feel like he was trying to do a little bit too much, and I feel like he wasn't trying to get his team involved. And the reason I'm saying that is he trying to be the guy to will his team to victory? I feel like, yes, he can will his team to victory, but get the rest of your team involved, young man. And some people might say you don't know what you're talking about. And like I said, I'm going to just sit back. This is just an opinion. I'm just seeing certain things that he do. He give you the glimpse where he can't get the team involved. But sometimes when the guy is in that zone and he's hot, he's hot. But I feel like don't push the envelope too much, because after a while the teammates going to feel like, look, I'm going to get back on down here on offense. Is he going to pass me the ball? A lot of these big men that he are playing with, a lot of these guys get most of their points off offensive rebounds due to some of his misses. I feel like if he come out there and be a decoy and get the big man involved early and still get his, he's a totally different player when he does that. Now, when he started forcing the issue like he has been doing in a couple of games, he put the team into a bind. Now, the young man is a flat-out stud. He can score. He can get buckets. He can score at will. But I feel like by him being on this level of playing with these guys on the collegiate level, yes, I know you want to get yours, but get your teammates involved. Get your teammates involved, because if you out there scoring 30, I want the next man next to you at least putting up 15 and 20. You want to make them feel involved. Sometimes you turn to ESPN, and like I said, every guy and young woman in the collegiate world want to see their face and their highlights and being recognized on that platform of television. And by me just going back and relating and seeing what he has doing, sometimes it might feel good. I say, you know what, I'm on ESPN again. But I don't want Trae Young to be on ESPN for the wrong reason. People are saying he's pushing the envelope a little bit too much. We don't know what go on in that Oklahoma Sooner locker room and practice facility. The coach, he may have an ultimate green light. Coach saying, look, if it's not there, if he's not open, take your shot. And that might be what he is doing. If it's not there, he's not going to force it, but he's going to penetrate, go to the hole, and he's going to shoot them threes. So Trae Young is a heck of a player. I mean, a heck of a player. I mean, probably might be the player of the year. He's going to probably be the player of the year, because nobody's not putting up numbers like that. He is putting up gaudy type numbers, and these numbers, like I said, can be player of the year. He could be. This is a top 10 pick, arguably probably a top 2 pick to cash in. He's probably going to turn pro after this season, but sky's the limit for him. I just want to see him get the teammates more involved of what he is doing on the floor, because I know he's capable of putting them shoes on, that cape on, and going to work and scoring like none other. The guy is a flat-out stud. Like I said it before, he can get buckets with the best of them right now. Right now, get the teammates involved, and I love what he is doing. I definitely love what Trae Young is doing. There's no other point guard in the country that's doing that. Last time we see somebody put up these type of numbers and scoring 30 at will was Steph Curry when he's playing at Davidson. And right now, that's what Trae Young is doing. So praises to him. I just want him to get the teammates more involved. I do like when the point guard do get other guys involved, because you want to see the big man too get riled up. So when the big men get riled up, they don't mind going out there setting them hard picks and get him easy baskets. But that's Trae Young. He's a phenomenal player, and he's going to be a top 2 pick in the NBA draft this coming season. Secondly, before I keep going on and talking about what's going on in the sports world, 12 years ago today, Kobe Bryant dropped 81 points on one of the five players. His name is Jalen Rose. Kobe dropped 81 points on this very day, 12 years ago today. Man, that's crazy that Kobe did that. Like, most people say they seen Wilt Chamberlain score 100. I actually can say I seen Kobe dropped 81. I seen Kobe drop 60 in his last game. Kobe is arguably a first shoe-in for a Hall of Famer on the ballot. So, shout out to Kobe Bean Bryant, man, for dropping 81 on the Raptors. On the Raptors. The next person that was close to him in scoring, I believe that was Lamar Odom, like with 10 points. Kobe did the thing out there, man. Shout out to that man. Kobe, man. That's that Mamba blood. Let's talk about more. I want to talk about the Cavaliers getting, I ain't going to say waxed, getting a nice old-fashioned butt whooping by the OKC Thunder. The Cavaliers, like I said, is one of my favorite teams in the league. I like to watch. It is my favorite team. It is my home team. But I'm going to be honest about what I'm watching about the Cavaliers. Yes, they're the oldest team in the league. We have no young legs at all. The youngest leg on our team probably what? Cedi Osman, who probably averaged about 8 minutes a game. Tristan Thompson and the Cavaliers. He's really a 6'9", 6'8" power forward playing the center spot. He's not aggressive enough. He may grab all the offensive rebounds, but he's not aggressive enough on the defensive end. I'm trying to figure out what type of defense is the Cleveland Cavaliers is running. Because I see too much switching. And, you know, by me going through my Twitter feed, as I follow some of these athletes, and the one that stuck out to me the most was Isaiah Thomas, the Cavaliers point guard, said, when he was in Boston, key word, when he was in Boston, that the teammates trusted each other on defense. And piggyback what he's saying, I'm going to just put it into my words. Basically saying the Cavaliers don't trust each other on defense enough to have each other back. Because I'm looking on certain nights and I'm going to say certain nights, but almost every game so far this season, Tristan Thompson get lost. I'm trying to figure out how is he always guarding a point guard and a shooting guard. That's barbecue chicken right there. Somebody's going to take him to the hole. Then another one I'm looking at, whereas when you got J.R. Smith trying to play a solid defender, he's doing a lot of reaching. They switching too much. I feel like the Cavaliers should just go into a regular 2-3 zone and follow the ball and stop it off. Because if it get past one defender, then the person comes towards LeBron James' way. If the person scored, the first thing LeBron gonna do is gonna take his mouthpiece out and start saying how you let him go past. He made it past the first wall. LeBron, you gotta make sure he don't make it past that second wall. And once he get past the second wall, you can't blame your teammates for getting him past the first. That's why you the second man of the wall to make sure he doesn't score. So put it like this. The one thing I've been seeing the Cavaliers players doing, they do a lot of pointing and blaming. Don't blame. Go out there and play defense. Stop switching. Ty Lue, you got to trust your bench. You're not trusting the bench. You're not trusting the process. I feel like we should see more minutes coming from a Jose Carter, who I thought was playing fabulous before Derrick Rose and IT came back. So that diminished his minutes and put him down to that third point guard spot. I think the Cavaliers should shake things up a little bit more. I think we should see, I want to see Jeff Green start and see can he get a flow for that. It's just a little bit of things. It's only but so much that D-Wade can do coming off the bench. I just feel like the Cavaliers should have some young legs. We'll get you some young legs to help out them old veterans over there. It's mind-boggling. Like I said, OKC Thunder came into the queue. Quicken loans, right? They came in there for a quick win and got that loan of a W. Too fast and too easy. Russell Westbrook is just walking through Isaiah Thomas on defense. He even skipped up the court and went straight to the rack. Paul George had a field day. It may be because he had them PlayStation 4s, Paul George 2s that's supposed to be making the debut out in February by Nike. Paul George was going ham out there. Carmelo Anthony had a big third quarter, scored 12 baskets. And that's always been the Cavaliers' Achilles heel at the halftime. They always start their third quarters off slow. We got to see more from them. We're going to see what they're going to do Tuesday night against the Spurs. See how that goes. By the way, about the San Antonio Spurs, Kawhi Leonard is getting frustrated because he wants medical staff to clear him so he can play. So he doesn't trust the medical staff in San Antonio. So with that being said, the doctors may know better at the end of the day. Kawhi Leonard been in that body for almost 27 plus years. He know what to expect from his body. If you feel like he can give it a go, let him give it a go. Only he knows. He let you know if he's hurt. Most of these athletes not crazy. He ain't gonna let you know. I feel like Kawhi Leonard should go out there, give it a try. Yes, they might be sitting comfortable, a nice third place in the West. But at the end of the day, the medical staff knows best with Kawhi. There's no sense of rushing him back. They don't want nothing else to tweak. Like me, my one guy was saying, they have all the tools in the world to see what's wrong with Kawhi Leonard. They can look inside of your body with certain scopes and procedures. So they telling Kawhi, calm down. You're going to get back out there. But when your passion is basketball, you live, you eat, you sleep and breathe basketball. That's all you know. So he want to get back out there on that court and prove that he's one of the top 5 players in this league. Second about the San Antonio Spurs, Popovich handed the keys over to Dejounte Murray, the point guard. Came to Anthony Parker and told him, hey, TP, I think it's that time. You're getting older. You're slowing down a little bit. Let's give it to this young guy. And you know what I like about what Tony Parker said to Pop? He said at first, it hurt a little bit, but he said he know his time is coming. And that's what make Tony Parker a pro's pro. Because anytime Dejounte Murray mess up, Popovich going to always say, you know what? Dejounte, come back over here. I'm going to put you back in, Tony Parker, and show him how this run. And that's what you call a first-class organization. Shout out to the Spurs. Like I said, I met Paul Gasol, David Lee, and them guys, man. Them guys are A1 guys. You got to respect it. Tony Parker handing the keys over. You know how hard that is to do for someone who's been starting the league since day one? Then the coach come up to you and say, hey, I want to go in this direction. I want to get hand the keys over to this young player who's up and coming. He's long and athletic. We seen what he did last year in the playoffs. He's coming to his own. Sometimes you got to go what's hot, what's cooking. And Tony Parker said, you know what? I'm up there in age. I give it to the young Thundercat. And that's what they was doing. So you can't be mad at that. Another one I want to hit on, but I'm still here. The news of Jason Kidd getting fired. And like Giannis Antetokounmpo said, he tried to save Jason Kidd's job. He called his agent. He called the owners, the GM. And they told him, we got to do what's best for the team. Now, before I say this is the same Jason Kidd who left the Brooklyn Nets to be on the coaching staff with the Milwaukee Bucks. First and foremost, Jason Kidd is a Hall of Fame type player. Second, he won the NBA championship with the Dallas Mavericks. Third, he left the Brooklyn Nets to be the head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. A lot of people don't know this. He is best friends, I think, with the GM and the owner. And sometimes my father sat down and told me, like, son, sometimes you can't work with your best friend or work under their business establishment because sometimes that will ruffle feathers because you may have an input and he may have an input. It's like putting, I'm going to say, pouring ginger ale inside oatmeal. You're not going to get that authentic taste because everybody want to do A this way and do B this way. You gotta have two solid people and have everybody on solid terms like a closed fist. And and the reason I'm saying this because somebody gonna agree with me with this. I feel like when Jason Kidd got fired, he showed Giannis Antetokounmpo to how to be a everyday pro. You seen it from when he got there from day one. He groomed him into an all-star. He groomed him into an all-star. We seen Kawhi Leonard, not Kawhi Leonard, we seen Giannis Antetokounmpo go from an okay player to a player like, oh, he's not going to be in the league long enough, to this mega superstar. This guy's about to get his own shoe later on down the road by Nike. And I feel like Jason Kidd helped groom these guys. Malcolm Brogdon, Tony Snell. He groomed these guys to become winners. Because Milwaukee was a place where you can go to during the regular season and teams just come there and get a win. It's not that easy to come get a win in Milwaukee. Not at all. I just feel like Jason Kidd got the raw end of that stick, just like I always talk about this, Mark Jackson. And people ask, people know I'm a Cleveland fan, but they'll say, oh, he a Warriors hater. Not a Warriors hater. I'm gonna sit back here in my man cave and tell y'all straight facts how it's gonna be. When Mark Jackson first became the head coach of the Golden State Warriors, he molded that team together. He put them pieces together. A Draymond Green, a Steph Curry, a Klay Thompson, a Harrison Barnes. He doesn't get enough credit for putting that team together. They make the playoffs the first 2 years as him being the head coach there. Then he get fired because they advanced to the next round, right? This is the same team I'm talking about. The same team. Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, the chef, Draymond Green, a.k.a. Day-Day. He assembled his team. They bring in Steve Kerr, who at the time wasn't coaching. He was working broadcast for ABC and all that stuff. This is the same Steve Kerr who was on the coaching staff with the San Antonio Spurs, who has won championship rings with the Spurs and the Chicago Bulls. So David Fizdale's another guy. So I realized that all these guys and coaches, David Blatt, all these guys, Mike Browns, are getting fired mid-season. And like I said, ownership, everybody want to win now. Success don't happen overnight, people. Point blank, period. What I'm doing right now is what I love to do. I love to tell sports. I love to tell it from my point of view. Like I said, all these coaches getting fired mid-season. It's like almost like a little academic going around the league. I feel like if you're gonna fire a coach mid-season, man, if you're gonna do that, you better make sure you win an NBA championship. And what Giannis Antetokounmpo said, he was devastated. We know the Milwaukee Bucks got a new practice facility. They get a new arena sometime soon. Do they know what they just did? Giannis Antetokounmpo will probably be a free agent in a couple of, probably not this season, probably year after next. He could easily walk. Just because y'all fired Jason Kidd. Some of these players grow with the coach. They always say, if it wasn't for coach, I wouldn't be in this situation or this predicament. They fired Jason Kidd, who had that team on a road to success. The only piece who was missing to complete what they were doing is Jabari Parker. And I'm going to piggyback to what I was saying. I definitely feel like most of these coaches are not getting treated right on that type of level. Mark Jackson built the Golden State Warriors. They won a championship. The first thing they said is Steve Kerr helped put this team together and rally a championship. I'm going to be honest with you. That first championship they won, I just want Mark Jackson to get his due. I want the owner of the Golden State Warriors to say, you know what, Mark Jackson? You was part of this team. Give Mark Jackson a ring. He helped assemble that team. If it wasn't for Mark Jackson, we would not be talking about the Golden State Warriors how we are right now. And people may say, nah, I don't know about that. I'm speaking true facts. I am speaking facts. Take that to the bank and cash that check. I'm speaking facts. If Mark Jackson would never, I mean never, assemble that team, will we be sitting here that Steve Kerr was saying he's a two-time NBA champion? We would be sitting here right now for like Mark Jackson is a two-time NBA champion. Facts. And right now, Mark Jackson, right now, the New York Knicks want to talk about breaking him as the GM. So they already know what Mark Jackson is about. Mark Jackson can change the culture of a team. To bring him to the mecca of basketball, to the New York Knicks, that would be huge for the Knicks. Because you know why? Mark Jackson grew up in New York. He knows the New York fan way of thinking. He knows what type of players he's looking for. He's going to groom that team to be another team. Just mark my words. Just mark my words. The fans at MSG, if y'all get Mark Jackson, man, kudos to y'all. That team will be on the rise. They are like 2 or 3 pieces away from making what they have to do, make right on that court. And before I go, I'm sitting here, man. You know, I'm coming a long ways. Hey, man, shout out to Ryan Hollins, man. Holding it down, man. Watching the videos and stuff, man. I appreciate it, my brother. Hey, and all my fans, I've been watching it, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Watching the videos, leaving y'all comments. This is what I truly love, man. So, kudos to y'all. So, I've been reading this book right here, man, by Master P, man. Percy Miller, man, called Guaranteed Success. So, on page 43, it says, who are your role models and how they inspire you? So, in this book, it's key. It's definitely key. And the things I've been seeing that has been definitely key in this book about role models. My role model is my dad and my mom. Watch my dad and mom get up every day when I was young, go to work to put food on our mouths, clothes on our back, and a roof over our head. And my father said, hey, son, if you want to make it in this world, you got to do what you love. Just don't do something that you don't like because you have to do it. If you're going to stick to something, you better stick to it. Ever since I've been reading this book, this Master P book called Guaranteed Success, and it says when you never give up, never give up. I never give up. And by this book, it showed me a different things. I'm being more humble. And Master P is actually showing you the game, how to be successful. Like he said in this book, you heard me say it earlier, success don't come overnight. So with that being said, man, taking it step by step, day by day. And it's what I truly love. And I feel like I could be on that platform sharing this with everybody around the world. Everybody. Because this is truly me. And you ask any one of my friends, family members, they'll tell you, he is a walking sports manual. I can tell you anything. And with that being said, man, always achieve your goals. Make the money work for you. That's what I'm going by in this Master P book. And shout out to my boys, man. Outline in Ohio. If you're looking for that, it's outlineohio.com. You know, I got that runway sneaker shirt on. Shout out to them down in the A holding me down, man. Always love the care packages. Appreciate y'all, man. Stick with me. But like I said, a lot has to happen. A lot of coaches are getting fired. And I'm going to say this. Some of the black coaches in the league are getting fired halfway through the season. Like I said, I went to David Black. David Black got a raw, and he was the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference. They let him go. He got his ring, and the guy tried to argue with me on social media. I don't argue on social media. I just told him, hey, David Black got his ring. What did you do? He said, no, he didn't, bro. I said, hey, man. I said, watch me on my website at www.dante1910.wixsit.com/Tae Wiggs. I said, bro, just like this. I said, he got a ring. I said, if you coach into the All-Star break, that's halfway through the season, you are entitled to a championship ring if they win. Just like Jimmy Garoppolo is at San Francisco. He played with the Patriots halfway through the season. He still can get a Super Bowl bonus check. A lot of people don't know that. He can still get a Super Bowl ring. A lot of people don't know that. Like I said, I'm here, man. I'm here, man. I am here. This is what I do. I love what I do. So first and foremost, I'm gonna hop off this. It's been real with y'all. Like I said, I'm Tae Wiggs coming live for the Man Cave. Y'all can hit me up on my Twitter and my YouTube page and on my website. Until next time, folks. Peace.